Okay, whenever you get your axle clean, which might take forever, now it's time to put the third member in. The supplied RTV I don't think is, I guess it's enough, but I would feel better using a little bit more. I know I went kind of overboard with the gasket maker, but I really don't want this one to leak. At this point, just put all your bolts in and snug them. Okay, so remember to wait at least a couple of hours. I went ahead and waited all night the next day. So it's been almost 24 hours. So torque these from 13.5 to 20 foot-pounds and do a star pattern. I know I kind of went overboard on the gasket maker, but as you can see, it made a nice like bead where it came out, so I'm pretty sure it's not going to leak. Okay, at this point you might as well put in your seal and the top and bottom bearing races. Remember to use safety glasses when you hit anything with a hammer. When installing the seal and the bearing races, just make sure they're seated all the way down. Right here I'm using a 30mm socket to tap it in place. And after I'm done with this, I'm going to install the knuckle and check the preload real fast. Hopefully I don't have to mess with the shims and it checks out. After I check the preload, I'm going to have to take it apart one last time and then put the axle in first and then reassemble it. I know it's upside down. I know it's a fish scale, but surprisingly, it's breaking loose at about 3 to 4 pounds, which is good. Okay, so I don't have to worry about shims. Okay, whenever you're using longfield axles, they do not fit through the steering knuckle. So you have to install them first before the steering knuckle. The stock axles will fit through. All you gotta do is stick one of your lock rings in there. Get the burr field. The longfield already has them pre-greased. I might slap some more on top of it just for whatever. So you just stick this in there. As soon as you feel it click, that's all it needs to go. Make sure it can't come out so you know it's locked in. And that's good. It's ready. Put some grease on the seal. Now you can slide the axle in. It's a little bit tricky to find it to actually get it to slide all the way in. If you mess with it, it'll go. Wow, that wasn't cool. That actually felt like it wasn't going to go in there for a second. So next you got to pack these the kingpin bearings with grease. So I'm just gonna pack these bearings real fast and stick them in this bag, and I'll be back. Okay, at this point I have the bearings packed, but they're in a bag right now. But So before you assemble this, you need to put the felt seal on. And it's kind of a little bit delicate, kind of, but it'll slide on. Like that. Don't break it. And then you use the rubber seal goes next. It's hard to tell, but this side kind of looks like the shape of that circle ball. Well, that's the side that rides against it. So it goes in there like this. So you just stretch it over. Be careful not to rip it. And now you're going to put the steering knuckle back on. So you can start out by taking the top bearing and setting it in place. Now you can take the bottom bearing, put it in there where it goes. So you can take the knuckle, slide it on over the bearings. Okay, so remember to make sure to keep these on the same side, which I did. You could reinstall the kingpins. And earlier I'd already checked these for the proper preload, and you know, it was good. It was actually within the spec, so I'm just going to put everything back together like it was. So you have 4 12mm bolts on each kingpin. Just put those in. Then you can take your top kingpin and put it in there. Put the 4 bolts in and torque them from 14 to 21 foot-pounds. Put the bottom. See if it stayed the same. Yeah, it's about 4 pounds. Sometimes it breaks loose more, closer to 2 or 3. Yeah, it's all over the place, but it stays between 2 and 4, which is the spec. Okay, it's time to seal the deal. I'm just playing. We're not sealing the deal yet, but it says to add some grease to this side of the seal. It says to add some grease to this side of the seal. I'm going to put that in there just to hold it in place real quick. Alright, so now this seal goes in there like this. And this one goes in here too. See, that's why I wanted to use that to hold them in place. Okay, so now the felt washer, the felt seal goes right here. You can put this on there. Now I go to the other side and make sure everything is is in place. Get your other metal half. Make sure the rubber seals drop down this little groove. Put the rest of the bolts in. These bolts are supposed to tighten to like 8 foot-pounds or something, but I don't have my torque wrench doesn't go that low, so I'm just going to estimate 8 pounds, which is not very much. It's best to probably gradually tighten these, like from one end to the other. That way it goes down straight. Okay, right now just finished tightening up all the bolts, and I'm gonna have to call it a day for right now. I'll be putting the rest of this back together in a part 2 video. And if you found this video useful or helpful, please like and subscribe.